Do you need something, Jonathan?
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
It seems I'm the butt of a joke, or pigeon of a con. Dr. Swansea might have told me who I was going to meet.
I know you're a man of action, Doctor, but take a moment to contemplate the terrain. In this war, discretion is both weapon and shield.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor...
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first...
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital...
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient, or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
There are a lot of secrets round here.
What kind of secret?
I'm not in the gossip business, Doctor.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening.
Have you heard rumors of anything underhand going on here at the hospital?
No, Doctor. Never.
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Doctor,
Have you heard of any underhand...
I have no time for such trivia.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Pembroke is still standing after...
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
The patients are not fools. They know we are overwhelmed by this horrifying epidemic.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening.
Have you heard rumors?
If you want to know what's going on here...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. daily routine.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. Miss Jones. Now.
Well,
Have you noticed any suspicious comings or goings?
it would be a great deal easier to make a list of things unsuspicious in...
Come now, Miss Jones. Surely it's not that bad.
Have you no eyes? This hospital accepts all manner of souls, regardless of origin. The proper sick cannot heal. We're kept sickened by the refugees.
Everyone here is very capable. I have not seen any instances of unprofessionalism.
Thieves and murderers, the lot. People have gone missing here, you know. Poof, without a trace.
If you could just tell me why you were admitted.
It's terrible, Doctor. What with a pain in my chest, coughing up blood, and I get awfully tired. Wouldn't be so bad if I hadn't lost my house and all.
I see.
No one comes to visit, you know. Not even my own flesh and blood.
I'll come and visit you shortly. Good night, Miss Jones. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them. Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood.
Have you heard of it? Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes, and it has been the answer to my pain.
No, you are deluded. You think you crave blood, but you have no physical need for it. You have no idea what that is like.
But what am I feeling? It cannot only be in my head. I know my flesh is rotting. I feel it. It disgusts me.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood, Doc.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
A giant morgue disguised as a hospital.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
But the suffering continues. last thoughts would be, sir. I made it.
So this is how it ends. Farewell, my life, you betrayed me, God.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vital.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more...
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with...
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay.
I will see you later. How is your hospital?
This is a shitty...
Have you heard of any
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
The police may be slow, but they will find you eventually.
Well, how come you didn't...
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Hey, Doc.
How long do you think you...
I know this city like the back of my hand.
The police may be slow, but they will find you eventually.
Well, how come you didn't turn me...
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Doc.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man.
I have no intention of reporting you.
The rules say I won't be allowed to...
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm...
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
And what about
For
Milton?
Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my...
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one...
Let me guess. You spoke with that...
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
We've dodged death so many times.
Hey, Doc.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Milton.
What's that do? What's that do? This is leaving my neighborhood. Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him any...
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Oswald and myself...
How long have you been...
I can't go there. Too many...
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best...
What can you tell me about...
His name is Oswald Thatcher.
This is a danger...
We were looking for the Pembroke...
Where was your...
He went down by the canal.
I have all the information.
Thank you, Doctor... Just die like this.
Jesus, I've never seen so many people die at the same time.
Good evening.
Always a pleasure.
A colleague?
Not anymore.
What do you mean?
No.
Are you afraid?
Why should I?
And
Sir.
how did you get...
After I left,
Have we met before?
I don't think...
When we first...
Funniest.
Do you work here?
Yes, very.
Why do you...
Because the...
Why close?
It was for some...
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh. Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reed. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
You can't
You're absolutely right.
Do you believe you have
My ratings were with...
Have you heard of someone
Pardon me, sir, but I haven't...
A pawnbroker?
Yes, sir.
Who comes here to trade with you?
I'm very
What kind?
With the quarantine...
Since you're not afraid...
No.
Do you think you would...
I don't think so.
Do you really...
As I said...
Quite depressed?
Yes.
So you're red...
No, I'm...
You're a wise man.
No, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then sadly depart. I'm managing a train terminal. Not
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Have you heard about him?
Blackmail?
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me...
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Doc.
Have you heard talk of...
No?
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, sir.
He has some of the most brilliant minds in London, I wonder.
As for me...
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And...
Have you heard any talk of...
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
I wonder why the Gosbecks came here in the first place.
Good evening, Miss Howe.
I need blood, Doctor. Warm. Red.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor.
Who are you really, Miss?
Is that not an...
I'm curious.
No, it's such...
I'll leave you.
Someone's poached my brain.
See them fancy clothes? This one's the top!
Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe.
Have you found Oswald?
Not yet, sir. I need more information first.
All right. What do you want to know?
I have all the information I...
Thank you, Doctor.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals, or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
I don't want to die here. I want to see the sky, feel the fresh air.
What sort of creature is this?